feet in mountain pose, feet under the hips, toes pointing forward. Let's inhale, shoulders up, and exhale them back. So we're standing nice and tall. Our shoulders are stacked over our hips. Our knees are soft. We're being mindful of our head. Pull that chin back a little bit. We don't want any strain on the back of the neck. We have enough of that all day as we look at our phones. So lift it up and pull it in a little bit so our ears are over the shoulders. And let's just take a couple nice deep breaths. You can close your eyes if that feels good, if you feel balanced. But this is time for you. Time to let go of all those outside thoughts, plans, and ideas. So breathe deeply. And just notice how your body feels. All right, let's interlace the fingers and lift the palms all the way up towards the sky. Find a little bit more length through the torso. Stand up a little bit taller. And then reach your arms over towards the right side. Let's come back through center and over to the left. So we're keeping our shoulders back as if we're sliding them along a wall. We're not bringing them forward of the hips. Excellent. Let's come back through center, release the hands, bring them behind the back, interlace them, roll the shoulders back and together, reach the thumbs away from your tailbone, lift the chest and look upwards. Find a little bit more stretch and length through the neck and throat. Good. Let's release the arms, bring them to our sides, pull the chin back down, look straight ahead. Gently lower the chin now to the chest. Bring the left ear over towards the left shoulder. Come back through center, right ear, right shoulder. Couple each direction. Moving gently. And next time you bring your right ear to your right shoulder, hold it there. Make sure the chin is still tucked, so we're not pointing the chin towards the outside corner of the room. Pick up the left hand with the elbow bent to begin. Flex the wrist and press away through the palm. Feel that stretch in the outside of the arm and neck. And let's release. Chin through center, left ear to left shoulder. Pick up the right hand, flex the wrist, press through the palm gently. Feel that stretch through the arm and neck, breathing deeply. And let's release. Chin to the chest, lift the head back up, reach the arms out at shoulder height. Let's circle the hands around. And then bring hands to prayer position at the center of the chest. Lift the elbows up so the forearms are parallel with the floor. And try and keep the forearms in place. Press the palms together and point your fingertips towards your right shoulder. If you're looking at me on a phone, this is a small movement, so you might not see it very well. But I want you to think about creating a diagonal line down the crease of the palms. So both sets of fingers are pointing towards your right shoulder. We should feel that stretch a little bit more on the bottom side of the right forearm. Now bring the fingertips back to the center and now point them over towards your left shoulder. So once we adjust this position, be sure your elbows haven't dropped down. Keep them lifted, forearms parallel to the mat. Let's do this once more on each side. So bring the hands back through center and over to the right corner or right shoulder. And center, left side. Excellent. Let's release, shake out, roll out the hands and wrists. Next, we're going to walk our feet about mat width apart. Toes turned out about 45 degrees. We're going to do some squats. Usually we do these later on in class, but why not? They really warm up the body, so let's get started with them tonight. Toes turned out about 45 degrees. Remember, you can change your stance, meaning you can make it more narrow or more wide as we move through these squats. Depending on our hip flexibility, that width might be different for each one of us. So hands back to the center of the body, elbows can be down at our sides now. Let's move with our breath. Inhaling, sinking down into a squat. Glance down momentarily, take a look. Kneecaps should be pointing towards the middle of the toes. And then exhale, press through the soles of the feet to lift the body back up. Let's move with our breath. Inhale down, exhale back up. Every once in a while, glance down, make sure your inner thighs aren't getting lazy and letting your knees roll inwards. We want the knees pointed towards the center of the foot. But we're working large muscle groups here of the lower body, so that'll get our heart rate up and our body a little bit warmer, a little bit faster. Good. On your next inhale, hold the squat nice and low. Continue to breathe deeply. Focus the eyes on a point that's not moving. If you prefer, you can reach the arms out at shoulder height for a little bit more balance. And we're going to wake up the calves. So pull the right heel off the mat without shifting the body to one side or the other. And lower, switch sides, left heel up. And lower. Back to the right, and lower, left heel, and lower. Let's lift both heels now. Keep breathing. Maybe the heels are just coming a ½ inch off the mat. That's fine. We're really challenging the balance, so keep breathing and keep focusing the eyes on a point that's not moving. Excellent job. Let's lower our heels down. Exhale, straighten out the legs, come all the way up. Let our arms come down to our sides, and let's bring the feet together, maybe shaking out the legs a little bit. And we'll step to the top of our mat for some sun salutations. So, coming back to mountain pose at the top of our mat, feet are under our hips. Let's move with our breath. Inhale. Exhale, palms together at the center of the chest. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Bend your knees if you need to. It's important to make contact with the hands on the floor. Inhale, step the right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up, drop the hips down and forward. Curl the right toes as you exhale and step the left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower knees, chest and forehead down to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, look upwards. Curl the toes as you exhale, hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, lift the arms and torso up, gently arch back. And exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest and forehead, or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest, look upwards. Exhale, curl the toes, hips up, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, left leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the side. Roll the shoulders back and away from your ears. Take a couple nice deep breaths. Maybe shake out or roll out the shoulders or the legs. We're going to move into balance. So find a point that's not moving. Maybe you were focusing on before for our squats. We're now going to move into dancer pose. So let's root down through the left leg. Spread the toes wide, knee is soft, shoulders are back. For dancer, we're not only working on our balance, but we're also going to be stretching the quad and hip flexor of the lifted leg. So right now, I'd really like us to focus on balance. Later on in our practice, we'll get deeper in that stretch if we can't combine both right now, okay? So again, let's focus on balance. The more we practice, the better it gets. So try not to use that wall or chair or whatever's nearby, okay? Let's really try and just stay on the one foot. So root down through the left foot, spread the toes wide, shoulders are back. You can start with your hands on the waist or maybe just your left hand on the waist for now. And when you're ready, we're gonna bend the right leg, whether that's up towards the chest or pulling the heel back in towards the glute. Grab a hold of the foot or ankle with the right hand. So again, focusing on stretching the knee, we would press down through the kneecap. But right now, again, find that balance. That's really the primary action here in this posture. So once you're feeling steady on the left leg, I'd like you to lift the left arm up. This makes the body longer and a little bit more wobbly. Find balance here. And from here, we're going to hinge at the hips, reach the left fingers towards that point we're focusing on little by little. But again, we want to move slowly because if we move too fast, we'll move out of balance. If we hinge too far forward, we'll also be more likely to wobble. So find that point that you can hold it and maintain balance as best as possible. Excellent. Let's begin to roll our shoulders back, bring them back over the hips, and then lower the left arm and the right foot back down to the floor. Shake it out. Let's try the same thing on the opposite side. Moving at your own pace, rooting into that foot, taking a deep breath, start fresh, and lift the leg, pulling the heel towards the glute. Finding a nice steady point before moving on. Excellent. Let's release. And lower the arm, lower the leg, shake it out. Wonderful. So let's start at the top of our mat. Move into triangle. So our right foot's going to step back about a stride, hip, shoulders, and chest towards the right edge of the mat. Extend the arms at shoulder height as you inhale. Exhaling, reach the left hand towards the top of your mat. as far as you can, and then hinge sideways directly over the left leg. Reach the right fingertips upwards, find that length through the right side of the torso, through the left inner thigh. Breathe deeply. Excellent. Let's exhale, lift the arms and chest all the way up. And now step the right foot back on the mat. So open up the stance, we'll move right into Warrior Two. Our palms are now facing downwards. Turn your head, look just past the left fingers, and as you exhale, bend the left knee, sink into that Warrior Two lunge. Left kneecap is pointing towards the middle toe on the left foot, meaning we're opening through the inner thigh, feeling some stretch here, as well as through the right hip flexor and inner thigh. Breathe deeply. And from here, move into extended side angle. So we're going to bring our left hand down to the mat on the outside of the left foot tonight, or you can always take the modification by placing the left forearm on the left thigh. Our right arm is sweeping forward, bicep next to the ear, roll the shoulder back, and tilt the chin so you can look up at the right palm. Great job, guys. Keep breathing. And on your next exhale, we're going to bring our right hand down to the floor, so we're framing our foot. If you have the left forearm on the thigh, you need to rotate the torso and plant both hands. Lift the right heel up towards the ceiling, low lunge, and exhale, left leg back to plank. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, knees, chest, and forehead, just like we do in our sun salutations. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest, look upwards. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward dog, hold it here, breathe deeply. We talked a little bit about this on Monday. I'd like to bring it up again since it's the start of a session. Sometimes we just move quickly in and out of downward dog, but I'd like you to pay attention to your arms and shoulders here. I'd like you to rotate the creases of the shoulders towards the top of your mat. Now, of course, they will never quite point that direction, but that rotation of the elbow bones back in towards the body, you'll feel the shift through the back, and you'll be turning on a little bit more muscle through the upper back and shoulders. All right, enough here. Let's tiptoe our feet forward, all the way to the top of the mat, so we can round up, stack the back, come back into mountain pose. We'll have plenty of time for more downward dogs later. And take a nice deep breath. All right, opposite side triangle. So let's take the left foot, step back about a stride, hip, shoulders, chest towards the left edge of the mat, arms extended, inhale. Exhale, reach the right arm to the right and hinge sideways directly over the right leg. Reach up through the left fingers, find that length through the left side of the torso, and breathe. Good, press through the soles of the feet and let's come on up, keeping the arms extended. Flip the palms so they're facing the mat and walk the left foot back. Open up that stance for Warrior Two. Inhale. Exhale, bending the right knee, sinking into our Warrior Two lunge. Look past your right fingers. Check your alignment. Right knee over right ankle, shoulders over hips. Inhale, exhale to extended side angle, right forearm to right thigh or right hand down to the mat on the outside of the right foot tonight. Left arm is extended nice and long, tilt the chin and look up towards the left palm. Excellent. Let's drop that left hand down to the mat, frame the right foot, rotate the left heel up, low lunge, step the right leg back to plank, moving through what we call a vinyasa. So exhale, knees, chest, and forehead down to the mat. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, curl the toes, hips up, downward dog. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. And let's walk our toes forward on the mat. This time, pause, stay in forward fold, let the head and neck relax. Look towards your knees. So you can gently shake your head left and right, up and down, just to really let go of any tension in the neck, jaw, throat. Think about flattening your abdomen towards the thighs, reaching the crown of the head down towards the toes. You can bring your hands around to the back of your ankles, calves, or quads, or I should say hamstrings, and lengthen the torso a little bit further if you can. And let's release, rounding up, stacking the back. Take a deep breath. Okay, let's turn and face the side of our mat. Feet are parallel. We're going to do a wide leg forward fold. Beginning tonight with our hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers, roll the shoulders back and together. So as we hinge forward, we're going to let our hands fall away from our hips. Okay, so let's deep breath in, full breath out, hinging forward. So straight line from the back of the head to the tailbone. And as we hinge, we're creating space between our thumbs and our tailbone. So pull the chin towards the chest, look through the legs, and then let your pinkies, imagine they're just going to drop all the way down towards the floor behind you. Release the hands, lower the fingertips down to the floor. Use them for support. Maybe our torso can fold forward a little further and we can reach down towards the mat with the crown of the head. Now that we have the support of the hands, you may want to walk your feet a little bit wider, intensifying that stretch. You can also work on walking the hands back. Think about bringing them between the feet. Normally they'll be in front of the toes when we first bring them down to the mat. Good, let's lift the head, neck, and chest up. Keep the hands on the floor. We're just going to walk them over towards the right leg, rotating the chest towards the right thigh, letting the head and neck relax. And then walk the hands back through center. And all the way over towards the left leg. Again, rotate the chest towards the left quad. Look towards the knee. And let's come back through center. Place the hands under the shoulders. And then walk the toes and heels together until the feet are under the hips. And round up. Good. Shake out the legs. And step towards the back of your mat. From here, we'll move into pyramid pose, so we'll continue to stretch and lengthen the hamstrings. Let's start with the right leg and step forward about astride, keeping our feet parallel to one another. Begin with the hands on the hips or waist and the shoulders back away from the ears. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out as we hinge forward. And just stop moving when you feel the right hamstring begin to lengthen. Hold it there, or I should say hold the torso there. And I'd like you to check in on the rest of the body. So I have a tendency to grip my knees and pull them in, feeling that kneecap tension there. That's the quad working. I'd like you to let that relax if you find that happening to you as well. Sometimes just placing your hand on that muscle that's tense on the body, whether it's your quad or your calf or your lower back, just helps you relax and release it a little bit deeper. Okay, so check in. Well, I feel that stretch, but you might now be able to sink down a little bit more now that you've let some of those other muscles relax as well. And from here, I'd like you to round forward. Let your fingertips just drop down towards the floor. Bring your face in towards the right leg, letting the head relax. Maybe shaking it left and right or up and down, again, to let go of any tension in the jaw or neck. And rolling back towards our back leg. And breathe. Press deeply into the soles of the feet. So now turn on those stabilizing muscles in the leg so we can lift our torso all the way back up and stack the shoulders over the hips. Good job. Let's switch sides. So step the right foot back, left foot forward, feet are parallel, hands start on the hips, nice tall spine. And when you're ready, exhale, hinge forward. When you feel that left hamstring lengthen, hold it there and check in on all those other muscles. Let them relax. Notice where the chin is. If you're still looking forward, pull that chin in. You should be looking probably straight down at this point, as long as the lower, or the upper neck, I should say, is not tense. You're in the right spot. And now round forward, drop the fingers down towards the floor or towards the left leg, pull the chin towards the chest, and let the body just hang over the left leg. Good. Let's press into the soles of the feet, lengthen the spine, and lift the torso back up. Good. Shake out both legs. And we're going to come to the back of the mat. I'm going to face you. We're going to do our yoga squat. So toes turned out about 45 degrees. Again, like the squats we did at the beginning of class, the placement of the feet really varies by our own hip flexibility. So you have two ways to get into this. You can always just move straight down into the yogi squat, or you can bend the knees a little bit until you can get your hand hold on the mat and then lower the hips all the way down. But the important thing is that the full foot is planted on the mat. Again, due to most of our bodies, or I should say most of our bodies, we have tight inner thighs. So our knees are going to start rounding in towards one another. So I want us to practice opening up through the inner thigh. And we're also going to bring our hands to prayer position and use the triceps to press or open the legs a little bit more as well. So we're not just using the arms, we want to still use the leg muscles as well to try and keep the legs open and the knees pointing towards the middle toe. But again, it's a little bit of a trial and error posture here. So you may need to stand up and sink down into the squat several times to make sure you have the full foot on the mat. If this is too intense on the knees or the ankles, just take a seat. We'll meet you there momentarily. It can be a challenge, this one. So let's hold it for one more nice deep breath. And then let's lean forward. We'll lift our hips slightly. Bring the thighs together, keep the toes tucked in, and lower the knees down to the mat. Sit your hips back on your heels. Stretch the soles of the feet now. If this is too intense, again on the knees or specifically the soles of the feet that we're stretching out, just lean forward. Use the hands to support the body and distribute that weight a little bit more. Excellent. All right, hands down, flatten the tops of the toes, and let's take a couple moments to just breathe and relax in child's pose. All right, let's walk our bodies forward, and we're going to come down to our abdomen, laying flat on the mat. Stack one hand on top of the other, rest your cheek on top, keep the toes connected, and let the heels roll towards the outside corners of the mat. And again, just take a couple breaths. Notice how your body feels. Okay, let's pull the heels together. Let's slide the hands so they're under the shoulders, and we're going to prepare for Cobra Pose, warm up the lower back by lifting our hands off the mat, and then we're going to do our Cobra lift. So on your next inhale, let's lift the crown of the head up, 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 finding length through the face, throat, and upper chest. Keeping the shoulders back, elbows tucked in next to the rib cage, hands floating over the floor, and our feet are still connected to the mat behind us. Breathe deeply here, feeling the lower back muscles working to support the body. And let's come down with the same control, chest, and then palms. And then you can lower the opposite cheek on top of your hands. Let the heels roll away from one another, relaxing the legs. Let's try that again. Pull the heels together, slide the hands under the shoulders. This time, keep the hands connected to the floor. Fingers are spread wide, elbows are bent and next to the rib cage. Inhale, lift the face, neck, and chest little by little, tilting the chin and looking up, finding length through the front of the body, keeping space between the earlobes and the tops of the shoulders. Elbows are tucked in next to our side. Legs are relaxed, toes remain down on the floor. Just breathe. Relax the forehead and the space between the eyes. Maybe close your eyes. Good, let's ease it back down. So first use the triceps, and then let the muscles of the lower back take over, coming down the rest of the way, stacking your hands. And let your cheek rest on top. Let the heels roll towards the outside corners of the mat once again. Okay, so let's lift our head either up or place the forehead down on the floor. Either one, so chin lifted or forehead. Left arm is straight out in front of the left shoulder. Let's reach back with the right hand as we bend the right knee, grab a hold of the foot and pull the right heel in towards the glute. Find length through the quad. So this is similar to dancer pose. We did standing tonight, but we're on the floor. So we're fighting gravity in a different direction here. But what's nice about this is we can really get deep into the right quad and hip flexor without wobbling around. So pull the right heel in towards the glute, reach the right kneecap down towards the bottom of your mat. Think about pressing the right hip where your pocket would be towards the floor. And for bow pose, we actually lift the toes up towards the sky. So play around a little bit with this leg here. Sometimes it's easier to get the feel for it when you're just working one side of the body at a time. But we not only need to lift the hand and foot together, but the lower back turns on as well, assisting, stabilizing the body as the glute and the hamstring are working to lift the leg. Pull that heel back in towards the glute. And let's switch sides. So lower the right foot down, bring the right arm forward in line with the right shoulder. And left hand now will reach back as we bend the left leg, pull the left heel towards the glute. The knee should be in line with the hip, so sometimes the knee kind of walks itself towards the outside edge of the mat when we get a grip on the foot. If that's the case, just pull the thighs in towards one another. Reach the kneecap down towards the bottom of the mat. And again, you can play around here, turn that glute and hamstring on, lift the toes up little by little. And we're going to move into our bow pose. So you can continue to hold the left foot in the left hand while you reach back for the right foot, or you can reach back for both feet at the same time. Your choice. Start with that stretch. Pull both heels in at once. Should feel nice. And then we're going to put this together with the Cobra Pose as well. So inhale, face, neck, and chest up. Lift the crown of the head up towards the sky. Roll the shoulders back and away from your ears. And then press the feet into the hands, lifting the toes up towards the sky, turning on the glutes and hamstrings, coming into our bow pose. Don't forget to breathe. Keep the muscles of the face relaxed. And let's release. Thighs down. Release the hands. Place them under the shoulders. Press the hips up and back into a child's pose. You may want to walk the knees wide and bring the toes together here for just a little variation on child's pose that can feel really good after back bends. Okay, let's lift our head, neck, and chest up. Bring the hips up over the knees, maybe walking the knees back in so they're under the hips. Hands are under the shoulders. Let's do a couple cat-cows. Again, just to work out any tension and kind of add a little stretch to the back of the body. So exhale, arch the back, draw your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, round the spine, look upwards. Exhale, arch. Inhale, round. So move at your own pace. Let's do a couple more. Excellent. All right, let's walk our hands forward slightly so we can lift into downward facing dog. Think about what we talked about at the beginning, pulling the elbow bones back. The pointy parts of the elbow, I should say. So on your next inhale, let's take up a nice big step forward with the right foot. Come into a low lunge. Drop your hips down and forward. Right knee is stacked over ankle. Reach back through the left heel. Breathe deeply. here, we're going to lift into a high lunge. You're welcome to always lower the back knee, rotate the heel, or keep your feet where they are. This is the most challenging version of the posture. So for high lunge, press deeply into the right foot. Let's inch our hands off of the mat. Roll the shoulders back, stack them over your hips, and we'll just keep the arms extended at shoulder height tonight. Breathe deeply, find a point to focus on, and keep pressing down through the foot. You guys look great. Excellent. Let's exhale, hands back down, framing the foot. Hold it here in our low lunge. And now let's lower the back knee if you haven't already. Moving into our hamstring stretch. Walk the hands back, shifting the hips towards the back of the mat, lifting the front toes, and folding forward, bringing the chest down towards the thigh. Looking down at your right knee, or maybe pulling the chin in a little bit closer and looking all the way to the back of the left toes. Breathe. Feeling that stretch through the right hamstring. If you need a little stretch in the calf, flex the foot, meaning pull the toes up towards the ceiling, and you'll feel that stretch shift into the calf as well. And let's release, walk the hands forward, lower the right toes back down to the mat, coming back into our low lunge. Let's curl the left toes, lift the knee, and step back again to downward dog so we can switch sides. Inhale, left foot forward, low lunge, opposite side, check your alignment. Reach back through the right heel. And hold it here, breathing deeply. If you need to make an adjustment to the back leg, do it now. We'll press deeply into the left foot so we can lift the arms, roll the shoulders back, coming into our high lunge. Be sure to keep the hips down and forward. So just because we're lifting the upper body, we're not coming up, but we're staying nice and low. That's the hard part here. So keep breathing, really challenging and building strength through the left quad, finding length, a little bit more flexibility and mobility through the right hip flexor and quad. And just breathe. Excellent. Let's hinge forward and lower the right knee. Flatten the top of the foot and begin to walk the body back, straightening out the left leg, lifting the toes, folding the torso down over the thigh. Good. Let's walk the hands forward again, lower the left toes, and step back again to downward dog. Okay, so you may want to pedal the heels a couple times. And from here, we're going to lift into Pigeon Pose. So let's start by lifting the right heel up towards the sky, bend the right knee, and pull the right knee in towards the chest as you shift the weight forward, lowering the knee down to the mat between the hands. Relax the left leg back. Take a deep inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward over the right leg. Maybe placing one hand on top of the other, resting your forehead on top. If you're feeling any pain in the knee or ankle joint, let's lift our chest up and adjust where the knee is. So it doesn't have to be directly between the hands. Maybe the knee is a little bit more over towards the right side tonight. That would mean your hips are higher and it may take some pressure off the knee or ankle. So play around with it. If at any point you don't feel comfortable, we want to relax as much as possible. So it's worth adjusting to get the most out of the stretch. Okay, let's walk our hands back, bring them to either side of the right knee, curl the left toes, and step back to downward dog. Switching sides, left heel up, bend the knee, pull it in towards the chest, and lower it down. Relax the right leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. And let's lift the head, neck, and chest up. Sit down into the left hip, swing the right leg around, bring the soles of the feet together, and let's sit up nice and tall. So hands are resting on the ankles, shoulders are stacked over our hips, letting our legs relax as much as possible down towards the mat. Let's inhale and exhale, lowering the center of our chest towards our heels, so we're keeping a nice flat back, a tall spine. Maybe using our elbows to press our thighs down towards the floor a little bit more, increasing that stretch. If you're not feeling much of a stretch here, you can always adjust where your feet are. You can bring them a little bit closer. Your knees will probably pop up a little bit higher, or you can try them a little bit farther out. Sometimes just adjusting makes the pose feel new again. So play around with it a little bit. Lift the chest up, draw the knees together, draw the abs in towards the spine, lean back on the tailbone, and let's lift our toes off of the mat. Find a point to focus on and keep breathing. Excellent. Toes down to the floor, keep the abs engaged, roll the torso all the way down. Relax the arms down by your sides. Flatten the left leg down to the mat, and let's lift the right leg up towards the sky. Bring the hands to the back of the leg and gently pull the leg in towards the torso. And then bend the knee, hug it in towards your chest. Holding on to the right knee or upper shin with the right hand, open the right leg to the right side. Try and keep the left hip relaxed and the glute down on the mat. Bring the right knee back into center, switch your grip, and pull the knee across to the left side. Now you can let the right hip lift off the mat. Gentle spinal twist, getting a stretch through the upper thigh and lower back. Let's come back through center and lower the right leg down to the floor. Switch sides, left leg up towards the sky. Bring the hands to the back of the thigh or calf. Pull the leg in towards your chest. And then bend the knee, pull it in. Left hand to the upper left shin. Open the left leg to the left side, inner thigh stretch. Keep the right leg down and relaxed. Bring the knee back up, switch your grip, and exhale, cross it over to the right side. Keep the left shoulder planted on the floor. Let's come back through center and place the foot down on the mat. So from here we'll lift into shoulder stand. If you prefer to slide your mat or your body over towards one of your walls and do legs up the wall, go right ahead. Or you can remain on your mat just for a couple, probably a minute, until we meet up again for the next posture. So lift on up whenever you're ready. Arms are starting down alongside the body. Use the abs to pull the knees in towards the chest. Press through the palms to lift the tailbone off the mat, and then bend the elbows, bring the hands to the lower back, thumbs wrapping around your waist. Walk the hands up the body, so we're stack the hips, and then lift the feet up. Point flex the feet a couple times, let the calves and ankles relax. And then reach one leg overhead and away through the opposite leg. Gently switch directions. And lower the toes down to the mat, coming into Plow Pose. And let's begin to ease back down, bending the knees, sliding them down the front of the body, gradually lowering the back and the tailbone, and then the soles of the feet down to the mat. Let's pick up the right leg and place the right ankle on top of the left knee. Reach the right hand through the legs, left hand on the outside of the left thigh, and just gently draw the legs in towards your chest. Let's gently release. Switch sides, so right foot to the mat, pick up the left leg, left ankle to right knee, left hand through the legs, right hand on the outside, draw the legs in. And release. And now let's lower our legs down to the mat, heels about mat width apart, arms halfway between our hips and our shoulders, coming into Shavasana, closing our eyes, And breathing deeply. Let go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. As they arise, just acknowledge them and let them float away. Bring your awareness down your body to your feet. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I am completely relaxed. Bring awareness back to your body and begin to move your fingers and toes. Gently stretch your arms overhead and lengthen the body, awakening it. Take a nice deep breath and gently roll onto your right side. Place your left hand in front of your chest and press back up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Great job tonight, everyone. Thank you for working hard.